It's pretty easy at the moment, as we approach the first anniversary of the Brexit trade deal, to claim that the Brexit project has been a failure. Many pessimists do, but they're not right. Whereas coronavirus might once have been an opportunity to implement the radical economic transformation required to fulfill the Brexit vision, it's now a bloc. It takes so much political energy, so much Whitehall capacity, so much media attention that we scarcely hear about Brexit these days. We do see some good long-term trends, some benefits, even in this first year. I would divide the gains of Brexit into two categories. So the first is the small direct gains made as a consequence of Brexit. Many of them have been taken advantage of in the last year. These are things like changing alcohol duties.
Mr. Speaker, our reforms make the alcohol duty system simpler, fairer and healthier. And they are only possible because we've left the European Union.
Changing GDPR, cookies regulations, the low-hanging fruit, these silly bits of red tape that we can pull off almost immediately. But the area we should be focusing on most is this grey area where you have the long-term gains. Because a lot of these gains, the pessimists would say, could have been made while we were in the European Union. But the truth is that it is only due to the political environment created by Brexit that we've been able to take advantage of them. So these are things like AUKUS, that very advanced military pact with Australia and the United States, which is going to provide a foundation for Britain to build a presence in the Indo-Pacific, the most contentious, soon to be, I think, most powerful region in the world. Now, this could not have happened without us basically usurping a French submarine deal. And while that could have happened while we were in the European Union, Whitehall, Downing Street would never have dared to, frankly, be so confrontational with a fellow EU member in that way if we were relying on France to push through our agenda in Brussels. The other thing is the City of London, which is now doubling down on its international, non-European status. It is pushing ahead, making itself the dominant centre for yuan clearing, which with the rise of China is increasingly important. It is changing regulations to focus on SPACs, these massive acquisition companies worth billions and billions. And of course you've got the rise of unicorns, companies like Starlink. Now, make no mistake, the City of London has always been innovative, but it is because of EU threats from Brussels, threats from Macron, attempts to take business away from the City of London, that it is now really focusing on making itself the most competitive financial capital in the world. And the other thing, of course, is the vaccines. We powered ahead, as we all now know, and purchased vaccines. We had a much better strategy because we had a vaccine task force led by a venture capitalist, and it wasn't led by bureaucrats in Brussels who had their own vaccine program. So this is what we should be focusing on. This is what Brexiteers will say, this is the area, this grey space is where the potential is. The difficulty is that a lot of it happens under the surface. It takes a long time to come to fruition. So yes, in this first year, a lot of pessimists may feel like they have the upper hand, but the truth is that the Brexit project is only just getting started.